Jeep Willis Overland coming to you from Appalachian America, where I like to call God's country. Now, right behind that tree line, you'd find it very hard to believe because we're so secluded here. Way back in the woods is the Blue Ridge Parkway, stretching from Virginia all the way to Asheville, North Carolina. Yes, I do call it Asheville now because that's what it's become. Um, so it's really funny. You can be working in the barn, and I mean, I used to do it. I mean, I'm an avid Harley rider. I love my old shovel head that my stepson's not stepson, uh, son-in-law stole from me. My beautiful vintage 1982 shovel head. I mean, super sleeper, built by a man that worked at the AMF factory in Wisconsin, and then retired in Sarasota, Florida, right behind Haps Honda. He set up shop for many years. He built the engine on my Harley. It was a sleeper. It was bored out 1300 cc, S&S Super B oil pump, S&S Super B fuel pump, S&S Super B carburetor. I mean, S&S everything. I forget my numbers and letters anymore. K&N filter and the S&S air filter. I love that Harley. Rode it for many, 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 many years. Daily driver to work, except in the summer, of course. I rode a Honda. I had both kinds, foreign and domestic, but the Honda had what you call a radiator, so it was water cooled and best for the summer. And my son-in-law also got that one too. Got a little behind in my taxes, and he likes to steal everything I have. Gave him thousands of dollars worth of stuff, one of my vintage Wagoneers, to bring my trailer up here with all my possessions in it. And literally, I'm waiting 7 years for him, going on 8 years, but don't even get me started on him. So this is called Horse Stall Mucking 101. Now, we just got our beautiful cookies and cream that was over at Buchanan's farm. Now, the problem with that farm, it was a Christmas tree farm, but not like other Christmas tree farmers that use pesticides and destroy the land. Mr. Buchanan used natural pesticides and herbicides, but the whole problem is once we undid the Christmas tree farm there, the grass is too rich. So these little mini horses I take care of, I love them. Both of them foundered on that grass, so we kept them separated for quite a while. The first thing we did here was build a barn for them on this 23 acres. And Chief Willie's over at my farm. So he'll be coming over here too, but we got to keep them separated. We got about 14 acres of haying that we limed and fertilized. And then we got about 7 acres of horse pasture we're going to make with cross fencing. So that's going to take a little bit of while. So remember, always get your wood. This is the one day. Go back on Farmer Jeep, or I can't remember. It might be on Laurel Valley Ranch, NC, where we took this and I put it up in one day, and then the next day Chet and I closed it in with lumber I'm going to put a plug in for my friend Chris Nash. Mitchell County Metals. He's looking for walnut right now. We might even have some on our property, so I'm going to have them out and see if we can do some Appalachian trading. Now, on your right is Jasper. Now, Jasper's been here, and then Cookie's been over at the other one, and we reunited them yesterday. But I want to tell you, my favorite cowboy is John Wayne. I have every one of his VCRs and CDs. One of our tenants gave me all his box set CDs. But I'm going to tell you my next favorite. In the 2000s years that the Lord made these 2000s is Penny Marshall. Now you can go on and watch her videos. Now we're like a couple few years behind because we can only afford the free ones on the YouTube. We don't have a prescription for those other channels that you got to buy, and we could watch. I wrecked them, damn near killed them. I wrecked them. We're up to season 15 on the free one. She's up to like season 17. So, but you can go on the YouTube and watch her free ones. But if you got a prescription for those fancy channels, you could catch it all the way up to the new season starting 17. Now, I live in the Appalachian Mountains. I could not imagine how hard it is to run animals up there in Canada, eh? Got a lot of family up there, the Normandins in Canada. Canada, France, and Massachusetts, New Hampshire area. But I'll tell you what, that Canada be hard. But you can go on. We just watched one with her taking care of her animals on her own farm. But what's really cool is she'll use animals on the show Heartland from her own farm. And like the cat she found on the set, I want to reckon that she found the dog on the set too, that beautiful shepherd. But she's got some awesome animals, and you can go watch, like she does a channel, I forget the name because I'm old and I forget numbers and letters, and but I can still read. So anyway, I'm going to do a thing on Appalachian American muck and stalls 101 for these beautiful foundered horses. But we're going to be able to, the first freeze, they're going to have 7 acres of pasture because I got some fencing to do. So the tools I likes to use is a pitchfork for the big nuggets. I like to finish up with a roofing shovel to catch all the pieces that break off of the big nuggets. Most people don't do this, but I like to take a blower. Now, you're not going to want to use a gas blower. I likes to take a battery-powered one, you know. It ain't no fancy Elon Musk one, but it's just a simple Wally World one. And then you can get your pastures as clean as I do. You can't blow a pasture. You can only mow a pasture. See what I mean? I got into old-timers disease. The old-timers disease is messing my head up. So I finish up with a blower. So I reckon I'm gonna teach the, haven't got all these booger butts are like up to $58 a piece now. So I still got to finish Cookie and Cream Stall, and I still got to do Chief Willie Nelson's, but I'm going to do that last because I love having him over at my farm. My donkey, Isabel, has bonded with him. He's a 16-hand, full thoroughbred workhorse and muscles on top of muscles. But my donkey, now the other two, my foundation mare, Caprice Gypsy Vanner's and her friend that we rescued a couple years ago from Virginia, her girlfriend, are acting like two little teenagers. And so anyway, tomorrow I'm going to do a cool seal on my cousin, my 77-year-old cousin Chet's granddaddy's barn that he built for my next door neighbor, Jerry. So we'll get a good film on that barn. The Glens own the land that we live on. The great-granddad, David Glenn, he owned about 600 acres there. And then in Little Switzerland. Then the next biggest landowner was, I'll do a whole special on her. Her great-granddaughter that just died. Her granddaughter that just died of cancer. We loved her to death. Pat Turner wrote all the books up here about the history. Nancy Buchanan, one of the first women landowners to inherit from her husband from the Civil War, 1,800 acres. Nancy Buchanan sold the land to the Little Switzerland Land Company, where they put up the Swiss Inn. Now, her home was there, and they moved her home behind the Swiss Inn, but they left the awesome cemetery there. It's really cool. You stay at a fancy hotel, and there's a cemetery hidden behind block walls. Well, anyway, I'm getting pretty mouthy. Everyone knows my CB handle is Jabba Jaw. My nephew Cameron Amuso gave me that nickname because I love Jabba Jawing on the CB ratio. But today's project is to build a tack room right here. Going to do a 2x6 floor since we're at about 35 to 3,700 elevations. I'm going to put 4 inches of styrofoam between the 2x6s. So it's going to come all the way to where I started the studs right there. So it's going to come straight across. It's going to follow the truss line. And then we're going to have a door here. And then this is going to be all hay storage in here. Right now I'm using Chief Willie's as a tack room, but it's gonna be. I'm gonna cry like a baby when I bring him over here. So anyway, I'm a fan of using galvanized tin. Like in Florida, I had to because we had those things called opossums. Now it's pronounced possum, but it's spelled opossum, and they could slice through those brute ones like a knife, and get your feed. So in Florida, I always used galvanized. So I'm using galvanized up here, but I'm going to insulate. I'm going to insulate these walls too. Now mine, I did R6 on my horse stables, and I'll tell you what, it's gonna. I'm doing 2x6 walls, 4 inches of styrofoam, particle board. I got tons of particle board. Then we're going to pull down. Chet wants to pull down 3 trees. I want to pull down 4 to 5 trees and take them to Chris Nash at Mitchell County Lumber so that I can do this here on the inside of the tack room, and you won't see the particle board. And we got the power company coming right now. I have to haul all the water up here from miles away. And if you can see that little yeller flag right there, that little yeller flag is where our temp pole is going to be. And we're going to be able to have us some power. And Appalachian America, I like to call this horse country. Oh yeah, I'm going to film some carts that my brother Chet from another mother, my brother from another mother gave me one cart. I mean, he made both of them, but one of them he made like a Civil War replica, like when the people moved out to the flyover states out west. And I'm going to make some hoops this winter with him and make an old wagon train cart to pull behind the Foundation, Gypsy van, or Caprice. And then I got another one that's got, it needs a new set of brakes, but it's built on a Volkswagen chassis, and it's got a really cool minivan seat in it. And hopefully I'll learn to drive before the Christmas parade. Appalachian America, I like to call this God's country. Remember, you can't call him a cowboy till you see him ride. Them fancy boots and that Stetson hat just don't tell you what's inside. He better know how to muck a stall. He better know how to farrier his horses. And he sure better know how to ride. See ya.